that we're still frozen in ready position. All right. We, if you can't tell, absolutely love these students. But first, let me introduce us. So I'm Joanna Van Eisenga. I'm one of the 5th grade orchestra teachers. And this is Isaac Weiss, our other 5th grade orchestra teacher. We are a team. And he's going to tell you a little bit more about how this concert's going to go. So welcome. We are so glad you're here.
All right. So if you were here in the winter, you were in the gym for our winter concert with the band. Tonight's a little bit different. This is just the Festival of Orchestras, so the bands have their own showcase of bands another day. After the 5th grade orchestra shows you some of the more technically complex and diverse musical styles we've been working on lately, we're actually going to go to the audience, and we're going to get to see where the Troy program goes after 5th grade. We have a wonderful orchestra from the middle school and the high school, Smith Middle School and Troy High School, and this is an incredible opportunity for the 5th graders to see what they get if they stick around in orchestra. And it's a showcase for the entire program from 5th grade all the way up through 12th grade. So I want to say a couple of thank yous before we get started. First, to the elementary school principals and 5th grade teachers who support us in this incredible instrumental music thing. I'm not sure, I didn't notice if any of them are in attendance tonight, but if so, would you mind standing for a second and we can acknowledge you? Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of dark there and the lights are in my eyes, so if you're there and I didn't see you, I apologize. All right. I also want to thank the middle school and high school administrators and instrumental music teachers for supporting their participation here, and especially the Troy High School Orchestra for setting up this stage for us and some of them coming to help us tune the 5th graders. And I also want to thank the 5th graders themselves for putting in all this incredible work. The last few weeks especially, you guys have been right on the ball, and can't wait to show you what we've accomplished. And thank you also to the families for supporting this as well. You can give yourselves and the 5th graders a round of applause. So without further ado, let's get started. Our first tune is a tricky one, has a lot of fast-moving notes. This is a classical melody, best known as the can-can.
All right, we're going to change pace a little bit for our next tune, but I want to tell you about something special. So this is an American fiddle tune, a bluegrass tune. We have an old tradition of violin playing, but we can do fiddling on other instruments also here in the US. And we are also giving an extra opportunity to anybody who wanted it. So everybody learned the melody for this tune, but there's a solo part. We called this tune is called Cripple Creek, so we called the solo part Cripple Creek Challenge. And they learned this almost entirely without our help if they chose to play this challenge. I think it's, if you're playing the challenge today, raise your hand. It's more than that, come on. Yeah, it's a good number of kids, and they're gonna play it really, really well, so I'm super proud of them. Please enjoy Cripple Creek. So like I said, they learned all of that on their own. One more hand for anyone who played the challenge, the solo parts. All right, we have one more tune for you for the 5th grade part of this concert. And this is another old classic called Ode to Joy. And if we think back to our last performance, we were playing things like, I think the hardest thing we played was Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So we've really, really grown in the last couple of months since then. So you're finding our music has become a lot more complicated. And we also are moving away from just playing music in unison, where everyone's playing the same note, into playing in harmony. So for Ode to Joy, our next tune, you'll hear the whole song twice. And the first time, raise your hand if you play the melody the first time. Yeah, so viola, cello, and bass will play the melody, and violins will play the harmony. Then we're gonna play it again, and we're gonna swap parts. And this is gonna be a really beautiful end to the 5th grade part of the concert. Please enjoy. right, so I have a couple of notes for them for how to get off the stage, and then I have a couple of notes for families. Fifth graders, if you play violin or viola, quickly pack your things up. You're gonna follow Mr. Weiss into the audience. You're gonna make sure you don't leave any empty seats so everyone fits. If you play cello or bass, cellos are gonna go in the hallway. Just set your cello down. You don't need to put it away. Set it down and then come back here. Annie, I'm gonna come help you in a second. We'll find a good spot for your bass, okay? All right, while they are doing that, I have a couple of notes for families. So a lot of times we have students leave this kind of concert and they are like, you know what, I didn't sign up for orchestra in 6th grade, and I really, really wish that I had. So if your child did not sign up for orchestra in 6th grade and still wants to, please reach out to us. We can help make that happen. I also want to let you know that we have another performance, not for families, but during school. So we do an assembly every year with band and orchestra. And this year they're going to sing one of their choir songs too, where the whole 5th grade at each building plays for the 4th graders and hopefully some of the younger grades, depending on what we can work out. And they get to show the 4th graders what they have to look forward to when they're 5th graders. So that's super exciting. So if you hear them talking about another concert, it's really just an in-school assembly that we're playing for younger students. We'll be really proud to play for them. My last thank you is to you families for all of your support of the students. They could not do it without you and your help. It takes a big investment in the community to have a program like this, and it's a very unique and special program that we're lucky to have here at Troy. So bear with us for a few minutes while we get the 5th graders off and the middle schoolers on, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the program.
Good evening. Welcome. I'm Claire Murphy, and I'm one of the orchestra teachers at Smith Middle School. I teach the 6th and the 7th grade orchestras. And later on, Ms. Zigzidis will introduce herself. She teaches the advanced orchestra. On stage, we have a combination of our chamber orchestra, which is all 7th graders, and our advanced orchestra, which is both 7th and 8th grade graders. So we are really excited to share 2 pieces with you. But before we do 5th graders, I just want to tell you how fabulous you sounded. You did such a wonderful job and come such a long way this year on your instruments. I hope to see you either at Smith next year, or some of you I know will probably be going to Bolin as well. So wherever your path may lead you, we hope that you continue playing your instruments because you have such a fabulous start. You're welcome. Okay. I did see a couple iPads out, and I think you've probably been told this, but I just want to let you know, 5th graders, that you don't need to videotape this. The whole entire concert is going to be it's live streamed and also on YouTube. You can access it later. So you can just sit back and enjoy the performance and watch the musicians perform. And this is going to be you in a year or 2. So we hope to see you at middle school. We're going to start with a piece called Boreas, and we hope you enjoy it.
Hi everyone, I'm Laura Xevis. I teach advanced orchestra at Smith. It's great to see you all here tonight. It's fabulous to see the fifth graders. You guys again sounded wonderful. We really want to encourage you to stick with your instrument. You've done such amazing things so far, and I can't even imagine after just a year or two of middle school, and then you're gonna see over many years, once you get to the high school level, it's just so much fun, and you just get to play such great pieces, and your skills are more developed, and the more you know, the more fun it is. So we hope you all will continue playing, continue on this journey with us. The only thing that we need from you is to make the choice to be an orchestra next year. The rest is up to us to make sure that you are getting the instruction that you need and you're progressing. So it doesn't matter if you're a really advanced player or you're a player that feels really like you're really struggling maybe still, we will get you where you need to go. And you will see the kids that do stick with it, what they are able to accomplish over the next several years. If you are continuing, we really want to encourage you to think about a program we do called Sound Power. It's basically a day camp. It's 1 week in August. It meets at Baker Middle School, and it's for middle school level students from all 4 middle schools. We do primarily like an orchestra camp, so the students are playing in ensembles, but they also meet in sectionals, so they get instruction from coaches on their instruments that are specialists in their instruments. And they also get to sign up for electives, which are different ways of experiencing music besides just playing their instruments. So some electives we offer are ukulele, songwriting, composition, iPad ensemble, electric strings, fiddling. So there's a lot of really awesome things to choose from. And the sooner you register, the more likely you will be to get your top choices for your electives. So we really want to encourage you to attend. It's really fun. It's taught by all Troy School District orchestra teachers. And I believe we have a promo video out there somewhere. If we could show that, that'd be awesome. So you can see your directors for registration information. Hopefully it's on Schoology for you, and they'll give you some paper packets as well. So registration information on there. We'd love to have you. And we're gonna conclude our middle school portion with the Avengers.
So you'll have to help me remember something, kids. What elementary schools do we have here tonight? Hamilton, Leonard, Martell. Okay, so I have to ask a question of the musicians sitting behind me and standing. How many of you went to Hamilton? Stand up if you went to Hamilton. Whoa. And did somebody say Leonard? You did? Okay. How about Leonard Elementary School? Anybody from Leonard? Stand up. And finally, anybody up here go to Martell? Come on, stand up. So in shorter time than you can even imagine, this could be you. How cool is that? Let's ask one more question of these folks. How many of you started playing your instrument when you were in 5th grade? Stand up. Now, parents, I hope you notice the progression too, especially 5th grade parents. Isn't it incredible just what a few years can do? And the way that we can get there is by playing our instruments. Practicing, yes, practice makes better. Better practice makes better yet. But staying with your instruments, staying in orchestra, it is the best place I've ever been. And this is coming from a person who was not going to be a musician as a profession. As a matter of fact, that decision didn't change until I was, I don't know, end of the senior year, I think. I was going to be a veterinarian. Yes. And now I'm a musician. And I have to tell you, not only have I found some of the closest and best friendships of my life through music, I've gotten to play music. Everybody says, what's your favorite class in school? Orchestra. I get orchestra all day long. It's so awesome. So I want to encourage you all. I mean, we could talk about how great it looks on your college applications, because it does. Ooh la la, that's right. But, you know, even more than that, folks, have you guys met good friends through your music? Wave at us if you've met some of your close friends through music. So, folks, keep playing, because there is just no better place to be. And let me tell you, orchestra here in Troy is magic. So stay with it. And I can't wait to see both Smith Middle School kids and our elementary students sharing the stage with me in the future when you come here to Troy High and play in the orchestras. Thank you so much for being here this evening. Parents, administration, everybody, thank you for your support. And students, and all of you, thank you for your music. You're awesome.
concerts throughout the year, check out our website. Looking forward to seeing you all again soon. Beautiful end to the school year for all of you, and have a wonderful summer. Good night.